Looks
Okay,
great.
see it all?
Take it away.
Perfect. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing an edit on an Instagram bio. I do these, I offer these, and so I decided that today I was going to do a live edit for you guys. So let me just go to the next page. Real quick before we get started, sorry, I'm like organizing my desktop so I can see everything. Okay, so before we get started on the edit, I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Laurel, for those of you who don't know me, and this is a little bit about my journey behind the chair. In 2015, I was licensed, and I was licensed in February of 2015. So by the time that I got to the end of that year, I had already surpassed the national average income for hairstylists, and that was with only having 10 months behind the chair. The following year, I doubled 2015's income. And then 2017, I hired my first full-time assistant. 2018, I opened a two-chair suite in Pasadena. And then the following year in 2019, that was the year that I hit six figures. And every single one of those years, I was able to raise my prices two, sometimes three times. And all of this happened because I just went hard on Instagram. I dove in, I worked my butt off on Instagram. And so by the time that I hit the six figures, $86,000 of that year was directly from Instagram, either Instagram clients or referrals from the Instagram clients, but it was all from Instagram. Another thing is that once I hired my first assistant, since then, I have employed four full-time assistants, three of whom are in their own suite now, and they use Instagram as a major part of their own marketing strategy. And another thing that is worth noting is that I have used Instagram ads to get assistants to like put the word out there that I was hiring an assistant, but I have never used Instagram ads or anything paid on Instagram to get clients into my chair. Everything I did to gain clients on Instagram was done free. Go to the next slide. So then why Instagram? So one of the things that I have been hearing lately, and I love Instagram so much, so it breaks my heart a little bit, is that people are saying that Instagram is going down and that there was a stat from 2023 saying that Instagram was the most deleted app of the entire year. However, I would also like to note that it was also the most downloaded app of 2023. So there are a lot of things that we need to take into consideration when you're hearing that it's the most deleted app. You also need to look at what app is the most downloaded, because how many people do you think deleted Instagram for Lent? How many people deleted Instagram because they were doing a purge? How many, all these things. They deleted it, they got it back clearly. So Instagram is still very strong. It is an older platform, but Instagram is the third most used social platform in the world. And its parent company, which is Meta, they also own Facebook. It's basically Facebook. Facebook is number one. So clearly it's on the top. Another thing, like I said before, Instagram is free. I know that there are paid features of Instagram now, but at the end of the day, it's not required to pay. Users that are consumers can use Instagram for free. Users that are business owners can use Instagram for free. There's no requirement right now. So I kind of want to talk about our industry real quick. Just to touch on this, the industry is growing at a rate of 8% right now. The normal growth rate is 2 to 3% each year. Our industry is about to become way more saturated than we are used to. And this is the time where you really need to prioritize your marketing skills, because if your marketing skills are not as good as the 8% that are coming in, those newer stylists are going to utilize these social platforms, and they're going to utilize modern marketing, and they're going to be better at getting the word out there. And your skill set might be better, but at the end of the day, if consumers only are aware of them because their marketing is better than yours, then that $86,000 more a year is going to be theirs instead of yours. So we're entering a stage where you really, really, really need to lean into marketing, especially modern marketing on social media. 59% of licensed cosmetologists leave the industry before 5 years. That's really crappy. And our national average income is $27,000. It always hangs out right around 30,000, which is an insanely low number for an industry as a whole. I truly believe that our attrition rate would decrease if our national average would increase. And the easiest thing to get this done is to market yourself better. So Instagram is your virtual storefront. I wanted to show this because this right here is my, if you do know me already, you probably know me from this page. Looks by Laurel is my coaching page. Over here, Laurel Guad Hair, that is my page for my clients behind the chair. Clearly, I am the same person. Clearly, this is the same person, but you see these bios are written very differently. And that's because these people or these pages are going after different people. So Looks by Laurel is going after stylists who want to go from 0 clients to their dream career path, dream career point as quickly as possible. Down here, Laurel Guad Hair behind the chair, her golden client is 22-year-olds that are social media obsessed with long hair who want to have healthy, bright, and bold unicorn colors. So you can see I wrote these bios to speak to those people. It still has a little bit of me in there because, like we were saying yesterday, we need to be our brand a little bit, just a little sprinkle of our personality in there, but you are speaking to different people. When the potential client comes to your page, the first thing that they're going to see, imagine they go to your page and they take a screenshot on their phone. So when I say the screenshot, that's what I'm talking about. The screenshot is a consumer's first impression of you. When your page opens up, that is their first impression. If they click to your page in the first place, your page should be able to give them the answers to all of these questions and more. If your page isn't set up in a way that utilizes everything that Instagram has to offer, you're not going to be able to answer those questions for these potential clients. And without these answers, clients don't know if they want to book with you now, much less later. So they're not even going to follow you and give you a shot. So this is not a hard and fast rule, but this is just something to keep in mind. The 3 parts of an Instagram page break down into selling, informing, and connecting. The selling is typically done in the main bio section right here. The informing is typically done in the website link right here, the contact buttons and the highlights, and then connection typically happens on the feed, sometimes the stories too. But as a general, kind of rule, just something to keep in mind. This is where these points of things need to be. So finally, we are going to build out a bio really quick. So this is how I break down an Instagram bio when I'm doing an edit. First thing I look at is her Instagram handle right here. The handle's fine. Her last name is Irby, so this works, Hair by Irby. It's easy for her clients to remember, easy to roll off the tongue, easy to tell people when they're trying to share her page. Her profile picture, amazing, beautiful, everything, 10 out of 10, great. It's a fantastic profile picture. Clean background, simple headshot, and most importantly, I know who I'm interacting with on the page. This is not the place for logos, not the place for a client's head of hair. It's not the place for a selfie with a messy background. This is what you want to embody when you're taking your profile picture. Next is going to be the name / search field. It's this bold area right here. When you go to edit your profile, it's going to say name, but it's essentially a search field. So hers is almost there. All of us should have the word hairstylist in there because most clients are going to, or potential clients are going to be searching for something hairstylist or nail artist or nails or barber or whatever it is that you do. Make sure that main keyword is in there. Also, her location is fine, but I would also add O'Fallon because she has St. Louis here, but down here it says O'Fallon, or I'm sorry, O'Fallon. So I would also put that in there because that seems to be the town that her salon is in. I would also add a specialty. To be honest, normally when I'm doing an edit, I go down the page to see what their specialty is. And for her, I couldn't really tell, so I couldn't give a good example of what to put in here. But you could put extension specialist, balayage, lived-in color, bridal hair and makeup, whatever it is that you specialize in, it should go in there. So the search field needs to be your keyword, which is like hairstylist, barber, whatever it is, and then location, and then specialties. Because if you put your name in there, a potential client doesn't even know who you are or that you exist yet. So it's much more likely that they're going to be searching for their need rather than your name. Next is going to be the bio that she has, which is this big chunk here. We're pretty much going to start from scratch. You only get 150 characters in your bio, and we don't want to waste space here. We don't need the word hairstylist. It's redundant. We don't need her location or her salon tag in here. Just a quick point, when you tag another account in your bio, the first thing people are going to do is click on it and leave your page. So even if you are a salon owner and you want people to be going to your salon page, keep that in mind. It's driving traffic directly away from your Instagram page. We also, like I said, we don't need her location because it's going to be in this search field here. And also, once she utilizes her page properly, there will be a hyperlink for it. We also at the bottom do not need to be told that that is a booking link. If you have space to put that, sure, but those are a lot of characters right there. What we do need in a bio is specialties and personality. The best way to do that is to add what I call a tagline. A tagline is a way to infuse your personality into a point of connection with your golden client. Some taglines include your specialty, but it doesn't have to. I'm going to read you some examples really quickly of good taglines. Some of them include a specialty and some of them don't, and you'll see how they can work either way. So we have slaying harder than Avada Kedavra, providing luxury dimensional color with a side of laughter, low maintenance hair with high maintenance vibes, I do the hair from TikTok, my clients are in their lover era, better hair than your favorite housewife, making you more confident one row at a time. Now, do you see how each of those taglines spoke to a very different person? And some of them had specialties and some of them didn't. So you can add your specialties around the tagline if the tagline themselves does not have them. So you could write something like better hair than your favorite housewife, color and extensions blended beyond perfection. So do you see how that spoke to a very specific type of person and also emphasized that they do color and extensions that are both blended and she's a perfectionist? There is so much being conveyed in one simple little quote right there, and that would fit perfectly in a bio. It's a really good idea in your bio to break up the rows, and that's why sometimes you'll see bios where it's like how hers is right here, how it's like line, 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 line. When you're looking at a bio on Instagram, typically you're looking on a phone screen, and it's really hard for our eyes to read on a phone screen versus like when you're reading a book or a newspaper or something like that. So that's why a lot of people break up the lines because it makes it easier to digest. However, if it doesn't vibe with your brand and you want one long, clean sentence of a tagline, that's totally fine. Do what's best for your brand. Some things to keep out of your bio, stylist speak, industry jargon, acronyms, stuff like that. And I think we already touched on this. I can't remember who spoke about this already, but you don't want to make your potential clients feel stupid when they come to your Instagram. And also it doesn't help to like brag. So when you've won awards or you have certifications and their acronyms, you think that's impressive, but to a client, they have no idea what that is. They're like, sure, should I know what this is? It's not their job to know what these things are. So when you're writing your bio, you want to connect with a client who has no knowledge of our industry because it's not their job to. So you want to speak in layman's terms and really try to connect with them. The only time it's okay to have stylists speak in your bio is if you are an educator for stylists, but that's obviously it's not who we're talking about right now. So if you're speaking to clients behind the chair, speak to clients behind the chair. Don't speak like a stylist to a stylist would. You don't need hours, location, contact info, any of that stuff. That's going to go in its own space. You don't need to waste space in your bio because, like I said, you only have 150 characters. You don't want to waste any of that on that kind of stuff. Other tags, like I had touched on, you don't want to be tagging other accounts in your bio if you can avoid it because It's unnecessary. We also don't want personal icebreakers, which is like when you put military wife, dog mom, coffee addict, book lover, things like that. Those are like little tidbits about you, but they're not going to do much. It's not really forming a connection to just put those things in there. Like it's like information nuggets. That would do better in like a story or a post on your feed, something like that. But again, 150 characters, we don't want to waste on stuff like that. Those types of connections that you're trying to make when you put those things in can be made in your stories and your posts, not in your bio. Down below her link, it's her booking link, which is totally fine. I would love to see a website there. Everybody should have their own website, and your website should be here, not the salon website, your website. But a booking link is totally fine in the meantime. So right here, her contact buttons, I can tell that she has a personal account because she's not utilizing her contact buttons. She should also above the contact buttons, she should have a link for a location, like an address hyperlink. And that's another way I can tell that she's using a personal account because personal accounts don't have that stuff in there. She needs to switch away from her personal into a business or creator account. The difference is a business account allows for the location link and a creator account does not. So keep that in mind. If you have the location hyperlinked and a client clicks on it, it automatically opens their map app and it will take them to you directly. Also for the contact options, you can put, so there's obviously the follow button, obviously the message button, but then you get another button called contact, and that is where you can put your email address and your phone number to call or text. Super useful as a business. So switch over so you can get those buttons. Her highlights, I'm going to scrap them. Completely starting from scratch. We need branded cover photos, fresher slides. All of her highlights I looked through, and there are only 6 slides from this year. Everything is way outdated. On the next slide, I'm going to go into highlights a little bit, but yeah, we're going to scrap the highlights and start from scratch on those. So really quick, you guys can take a picture of this. These are the 3 different categories of highlights that you can have. I'm going to go through them really quickly. Evergreen highlights are highlights that are informational slides. They're created specifically to be a highlight. A lot of the times people build them out in Canva. They are highly branded and there is no need to touch them very often. I would suggest renewing these once a year, just like literally re-upload them so that the date stamp isn't, too old, but these are evergreen highlights. They don't need to be touched too often. Next are trust builders. Those are highlights that are less curated, more in the moment. They let you connect with your clients and potential clients. And these are examples of those. Lastly is time sensitive. It's in the name. It's just highlights that need to be deleted as soon as they're outdated. A lot of seasonal stuff falls under that category, events as well, things like that. So these are some bio inspos. If you guys want to take a picture of these, you can too. The middle one is the photographer. I chose one that wasn't in our industry so you could see how this could be done in any industry. But Kate and Cami, I have helped both of them with their business stuff. I helped Cami build out her bio, and Kate was one of my old assistants. So these are some really great bios. And a good thing about Kate and Cami is you can see they both specialize in extensions, and you can tell very clearly that they're speaking to a very different person, even though they specialize in the same thing. Lastly, let's connect. I love that my QR code decided to not show up, but that's okay. I'll put my
Put it in the Facebook group.
I was gonna say I'll put my website in the Facebook group. It's fine. There was a QR code you could scan, but I'll put it in there manually later. On the page that I was going to link, you can find all of my offers. If you have struggle like me, I'm great at doing other people's bios. I suck at writing about myself. It's really difficult. You get in your head. I totally get it. If you want help, I offer personalized IG bio edits myself so I could red pen yours. Next, I have this Instagram survival guide, and that is every single thing I ever did to get from not licensed to 6 figures. Everything. I put everything in there. I didn't gatekeep anything. And then I also offer one-on-one coaching, which obviously is just one-on-one coaching. And then you can find me anytime at Looks by Laurel on Instagram, and I live in my DMs every day. So if you have any questions, you can message me there too.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.